Hello, hello, wonderful English language learners. Welcome back to another wonderful Wednesday here on Sarah's English Club. As most of you know, Wednesdays are the days when I answer your questions. So if you have any questions about an English phrase, an idiom, an expression, or just anything at all, ask it in the comments section below or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I will do my best to answer your question in one of my future videos. In today's lesson, I'm going to be answering a question that one of my Instagram followers asked me last week. He said, Sarah, what's the difference between the word talk and the word speak? This is a great question because they're very similar. When you speak and when you talk, words come out of your mouth. Now, in general, the word speak is used when one person is saying something. Words are coming out of their mouth to one or more people. But that one person is the only one doing the speaking. For example, I spoke to them about the changes in the schedule last week. I was the one doing the speaking. The other people just listened. They were not speaking. Talk, on the other hand, implies a conversation between two or more people. So there's more communication happening with the word talk. They were talking about him behind his back. When he was not there, when he was in a different place, a different time, they were all communicating about him. Now, both the words speak and talk are often followed by the prepositions to and with. So I could say, I'll speak to him about it tomorrow. Or, I'll speak with him about it tomorrow. I could also say, I'll talk to him about it tomorrow. Or, I'll talk with him about it tomorrow. These prepositions are very similar and the meanings are very similar as well. If you want to learn a little bit more about these different prepositions and how they're used with the word speak, you can visit my website and look at some more examples there. Now, let's talk about some common phrases and expressions that use the words talk and speak. The first expression is be talkative. If you're talkative, you're a person that likes to talk a lot. This could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, depending on the person, the situation, the context. For example, I could say, I really like your sister. She's really talkative. Now, we don't say speakative. Speakative is not a word. I cannot say, I like your sister. She's very speakative. Very strange, not natural, not used, don't use it. Our second phrase is speak a language. So I could say, for example, I speak Portuguese or I speak Italian. I cannot say I talk Portuguese or I talk Italian. Now you can give a talk and you can give a speech, but you cannot give a speak. Give a talk and give a speech are very similar phrases. If you give a talk or you give a speech, you are up in front of many people and you're talking about something that you know, that you want to tell other people about, that you are educating other people on. The fifth phrase is speaking of which. Speaking of which is a transitional phrase that we use to refer back to something we were talking about before. For example, let's say I'm having a conversation with my friend and I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? What's new? What have you been up to? And we're talking and then I say, oh, I'm going to be out of town this weekend. And my friend says, oh, really? Where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. I might say, oh, speaking of which, I just remembered, speaking of which, will you come over and feed my cat? I need someone to feed my cat. So we use this a lot in conversation when one thing makes you think of something else in the conversation that you just were talking about. Okay, so this is our lesson for today. I hope that it helped you learn the difference between the word speak and the word talk. There are so many phrases and expressions out there with these two words. And I highly, highly recommend that you study these, you practice these words and expressions. I only mentioned 5 in this video, but there are so many to learn. If you want to learn more, come on over to my website. The link is in the description. Have a wonderful rest of your day, English language learners. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of Sarah's English Club. As always, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done that. Share these videos with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, and let's get the word out there. I really want to help as many people as I can with their English. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!